gentlemen, Thunder here, coming to you live with another chapter of Vampyr. We are at chapter 6. And I just started broadcasting. I'm going to go get me some coffee before we get the show underway. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen, stand by. Refill my coffee. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for the delay. It figures Murphy's Law. As soon as I start broadcasting, I have to go to the bathroom. I guess Mr. Majati will join me soon. Alright. For those of y'all watching later on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoy the video, and be sure to subscribe. Come back if you want to see more videos from me. The next game I plan on broadcasting and playing when I get it will be Spider-Man, coming out in September. Other than that, I'll probably just broadcast Final Fantasy when I play it. When I'm done playing this game, go back to playing my Final Fantasy game, The Sad Saint of the East End. It's my wife in the background playing on her phone. You can barely see you. Yeah, she's just kind of chilling on the couch in her PJs. What's up, sir? Or ma'am? Sir, ma'am. Welcome to the channel. It's probably Majati, but I could be wrong. It is. It's Majati. Howdy, howdy. What's going on, my friend? What's going on? What's shaking, bacon? We are at chapter 6 on Vampyr. And I have finished my last playthrough of my story that I was doing last week. And the final boss was pretty challenging. I had to take a break when I kept getting my butt handed to me, and then go back and take a different approach into fighting this boss fight. Wrong button. Oh yeah, let me do something real quick. I forget. Wrong button. Set brightness. Probably 4, because I had mine on 1. And then subtitles. There we go. Alright, he's the only one I've killed so far, which I kind of regret. I mean, he was an asshole, but he's the only one. I'm going to try to go through this playthrough without killing anybody else. Let's see. Oh yeah, and she's missing. What level am I? 14. Alright, I can't remember if I charmed Dorothy Crane. When we had that scene with Dorothy Crane when we were trying to save that guy on the table, and then I had a conversation with her and forced her to quit doing what she was doing, just forget about all the blackmailing. I think I charmed her. I think I used my vampiric things on her and I charmed her. Because it says she's missing, and I just started another playthrough and I already got past this part. Well, at least that part with Dorothy Crane. And I charmed her, and now she's a skull, because I went there, it says, an unknown event happened. And I went there, and Dorothy Crane was still upstairs, and she was a skull going, and just going nuts. And she was level 23, and I was like level 11. I'm like, holy cow. I tried to fight her, and I pretty much got killed in like 2 hits. Yeah, basically 2 hits. One hit took like 90% of my health, and then she finished me. So I'm pretty sure that's the same situation. Succeeded, okay. He's dead. I can probably go still retrieve his knife from where it was. Succeeded. Guess we could do that. I gotta go talk to Lady Ashbury. Alright. My week has been okay. Nothing to write home about. Nothing really new to share. Can you hear the sound, honey? No? It must have muted it. Thing then again. Okay. Can imagine the game is going to be difficult. Because the game says the more people you kill, the easier the game will be. But
oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. butchered by some savage scowl.
Can we share this meal? Oh, no.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
I think I'm pretty close to this area because I just got back and Lady Hampton, I think her name is, or Miss Jones. Yeah, Miss Jones. She had just got killed, and Mr. Hammond is missing, and they all suspect him of killing Miss Jones.
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
If that was me talking to her, I'd probably go, "Boo!" Just try to scare her. See if she jumped or not. Then I'd be like, sorry, I couldn't resist. You said little scares you. I was just gonna try. She'd probably just stare at me.
Thank you, my lord. I hope to see you again soon.
Find Sean Hampton at the East End docks. What are we doing? Whenever I change pages, it sounds like a heartbeat. Okay. I'm trying to decide which direction I want to go
You
here.
are going to reveal all your secrets to me, even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
My blood and soul, they belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
That's funny. That's quite humorous. Oh, spare me, Dark Queen. Spare me, your obedient slave. That lady's cuckoo. Cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Gotta go a bit further. Freaking pre-win soldiers over here knocking on people's doors.
It seems the Pre-Win are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
I hate that guy with a staff. He's a very challenging opponent. Especially when you got one guy shooting at you with some kind of machine gun or a harpoon gun. And then you have the other guy with the torch. My dear mother, when you find this letter, I'll be gone. I want you to know that I don't leave because you. I leave this world because of the crushing weight that existence puts upon me. These times are too much for me. Sometimes I feel like Baudelaire's verses have been written as an echo from my own heart. When the low heavy sky weighs like a lid upon the spirit aching for the light, and all the wide horizon's line is hid by black day sadder than any night. It's as beautiful as it is painful, Mother. I can't suffer it anymore. I don't want you to try to convince me, and it would only delay the inevitable, for I would do it again if by any chance you managed to save me once. Farewell, your son, Mortimer.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
I'm about to sneeze here. Allergies. Of course, not killing any of the characters. The amount of experience that I obtain throughout the game is going to be lacking. Which is going to make boss fights even harder. After I restarted another playthrough, there's just no replay value in this game. Once you've done with the game, it's done. And there's no Game Plus where you can start a new game and keep all the experience that you've earned from playing it the last time. There's a letter here, I missed it. Fertile is the belly of the beast. Vampires create their foul progeny with blood. We all know that. Some of us witness the process even. But what is really going on there? Is it only way for a vampire to breed? Let's review what we know so far. When willing to create a progeny, a vampire will not bite, but give its blood to drink. Most of the victims die when bitten, but some of them survive and turn into leeches themselves. This only happens when they have assimilated the vampire blood. One way or another, it is not the predator's bite, but its blood that infects the victim, who will turn he or she, or if he or she survives the suffering of the metamorphosis. It also seems that a vampire can breed by having intercourse. The vampire mates to produce a child. Sexual intercourse between a vampire and human rarely produce any birth, but some of them tried anyway. A vampire gestation is only a few weeks short, and the pain is almost unbearable for the mother. If she is mortal, she will not survive the birth. The vampire comes out of her womb by tearing apart her entrails. If the mother is a blood drinker, it will probably survive and regenerate. The newborn vampire will quickly grow and turn into an adult vampire in only a few months. From The Adversary by Kendall Stone, founder of the God of Priwen. That's interesting. But yeah, so about my other playthrough, after I finished it and I noticed that there was no Game Plus, can't start over, keeping all your experience and everything you've learned, blah blah blah. Can't go back into the game and try to find stuff that you hadn't collected yet. Can't do that either. So I was like, once the game's over, the story's over. The last save is like when there's one last scene that takes you out of London, and that's pretty much what the last save starts off at. You're in this different country, and it's mostly just a dialogue last part of the game. Let's see. I'm gonna try to sneak past these guys. Oh, ain't gonna get too far.
Stay away, sir. This is not a place for you, sir. Elite! Over there! There's one of them
In my other playthrough that I just started the other day, I had this bludgeon. It doesn't do as much damage. It's mostly a stun tactic that I saw someone else use on YouTube. I was like, that seems like it might be pretty useful.
This is no place for you, sir.
We have to stop it!
Probably about to run out of bullets. I've learned through my first playthrough of this game that you do not have infinite ammo. It's best to try to save the ammo for the big boss fights and just use your stake on the lower enemies in this game. Because near the end of my first playthrough, shotgun shells, I didn't have very many left. I had like 2 or 4 shells, and that was it. Alright. I didn't collect everything either. There was still letters and stuff that I hadn't found. And then there was that whole pressure plate thing near the Darwin's estate. Up in here. There's like this, maybe it's right here. I don't know. There's like this hallway, and it kind of goes down underground a little bit. And there's this Arabian guy with a towel on his head down there. He's a vampire. But before you get to him, there's like this end of the corridor, and there's like these 4 pressure plate pedestals. And I'm like, how the hell? It's like, I know it's some kind of puzzle, but they're pressure plates, but you can't pick up anything and sit down. My first thought to probably unlock that pressure plate puzzle is you gotta put something on each pedestal to trigger and unlock whatever that unlocks. But you can't pick up anything heavy. I gotta make it to getting this Sean Hampton's estate dock area is challenging. I'm gonna have to fight these guys. It's either go this way and fight these guys, or go that way and fight the skulls.
It's on fire!
That does so much damage. I might switch back to the this blade on my other playthrough if I can. Does a lot of damage. Ended up getting this curved kind of sword at my first playthrough. game feels like a RPG slash survival game. Just in equipment and ingredients and parts and everything for weapons and medicine. It's not. There's not a whole bunch of it. You gotta really look for this shit. Once you've searched a trash can in a certain area, it's not gonna replenish itself. Once it's gone, once you've taken it, it's not gonna replenish itself. Save the old man by defeating the skulls. If I can find him, yes. Almost bit the dust there.
Get the fuck out, you crazy bastards!
I was in GameStop the other day, yesterday at work. I was gonna reserve the new Fallout 76 game coming out in November, but I totally forgot to do that after the conversation. I was talking with one of the sales clerks in GameStop about this game, and he decided to tell me a story that happened the other day in the store, that a parent apparently had bought this game for their 10-year-old child. And then decided to come back to the store complaining to the store about the cursing and violence in the video game. And he's like, ma'am, it has an M rating on there, saying that it's got gore, adult content, adult language, yada yada yada. And I guess, I don't know, she was just either embarrassed or just clueless, I don't know. She didn't know what to say to that after, you know, when he was like trying to explain to her about the M. Most of y'all watching this video will know, but I don't know if Majadi, I don't know if you don't know Majadi, but in a lot of games, they have different ratings like on movies, except they're different on video games. Right here on the bottom corner down here, it has M. Mature 17 plus. ESRB. Blood and gore, intense violence, sexual themes, strong language, use of drugs. It says it here on the back, on this area right here. And some games are T+, which is for teens. It's got minor stuff. But M is pretty much rated R, as compared to like movies, like rated R movies. M is kind of like, M on video games is kind of like right up there with rated R movies. And this lady was just like ignorant. Apparently she probably was in the store, probably talking on her phone, not paying attention. Her son wanted the video game because it looked cool, and she bought the game not paying attention. And then later on, when her son's playing this game at home, she's like, what the hell are you playing? You bought it from me the other day, Mom. What are you talking about?
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
I don't know when. Probably sometime after I finally able to get a copy of Windows 10 from my computer and an external hard drive. I'm going to play through the old Legacy of Kain games on my PC once I rebuild it. Well, not really per se rebuild it, but once I put the new Windows and the new hard drive in. But it's probably going to be a few more months before I can even do that. Because I'm hoping next week my wife and I are going to have the money to get myself new glasses. I've had these frames for like probably almost 20 years. And my wife needs glasses, mostly for driving at night and staring at computer screens all day. When she does at her one job. Let's see. Doo-doo. Dear Mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of the way I chose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know that they will retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever comes. Thanks to you, I've always loved to read. Now that I'm about to take action, I can only quote Antonin de la Botti. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Antonin de la Botti. Botti, maybe. They only seem tall because we're on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, Mother. I intend to stand straight, whatever the cost. Goodbye, my beloved mother. Jack. Someone's burping in the background.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
I don't think I found this guy in my last playthrough. Because I remember talking to that lady. She has like Alzheimer's or dementia. And she kept thinking this other guy was Jack, and she kept thinking that my character was Jack. Oh, Jack, I've missed you so much. It's a horrible way to go, I think. Getting dementia or Alzheimer's, forgetting who you are. I had an Aunt Helen, one of my aunts named Aunt Helen. She passed away from Alzheimer's. Her brain got so bad that she passed away in her sleep one night, years ago. And she was a smart woman in her younger days. Smart lady, and she was a woman of God. She loved God so much and believed in Him strongly. She was a very faithful aunt. I didn't know her too well, but she was a lady of God. And it was hard to see her that way when she came over to my other aunt's house for Thanksgiving dinner, and it was so bizarre seeing her that way with Alzheimer's. I'm hoping... Hope one day they find a cure for Alzheimer's and dementia. Alright, now let's try to get to Hampton at the East End Docks. Hopefully it won't take me an hour and 19 minutes to get there. I'm going to fight some werewolf-like creatures, and...
I must look a fool. Hardens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Do you know where I can find Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Hampton well.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
That's funny. Clay Cox claimed he was the boss of the Beat Wet Boys, or whatever they're called, the Boot Wet Boys.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I don't have any money for you leeches.
I'm not here for charity, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
I'm looking for Mr. Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt, or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Ooh, Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Behind all your crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish. I use Booth like I use everyone else.
Ah, crap.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard. That didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Alright. Got some hints.
You again. What do you want?
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really. One of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
He's a very short guy.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Let's see. That goes that way.
Right, these parts will be running completely amok.
Who is she talking to?
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Ugh. Allergies, man. This is new.
Mark my words, miss.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady. Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
It's funny how from time to time I'll get more than one viewer, and they'll watch for like 30 seconds and then they'll go away. Oh, okay. I do it too. I've done it too in the past. I'll like click on someone's gameplay to see what's what's going on. Then I get bored and move on. Let's see.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
Gonna refill my coffee. I'll be right back. Make sure everything's out of my pockets in my shirt. Didn't put it right pocket. I'm gonna make sure everything up. Pretty sure it didn't. It snaps. It's got little snap buttons. Okay. Done the electric wood. Welcome back, Majati. Looked like I lost you there for a moment. I stepped away to get some coffee, refill my cup. I was just talking to this guy, Ichabod Throgmorton, who thinks he's a vampire hunter.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum. Times like these.
I hope I live long enough to remember what people think was coming.
wife and I are gonna try and go see the new Ant-Man and Wasp this coming weekend. Either Friday or Saturday night. Probably Saturday night. That's what we're gonna try.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too, I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
My underarm keeps itching like crazy. Alright.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Wow, he's sitting down eating.
I think I'm
Times
losing
like
my
these, a
mind.
good drink's just as likely to cause a
I
problem
should just
as
run
to
as
solve
far
one.
away from this place as I can.
Is her left arm, like, broken or something? Look how she's holding her left arm, or was. It's kind of dangling to her left side as she cleaned the table.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the colour of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Yesterday at work.
A drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
At work at the mall, we had gotten reports from employees inside of Chili's that there was an ex-employee there threatening one of the cooks or something. And of course I didn't hear about it. The only thing I heard on the radio when I was walking around was that they were looking for some Caucasian male. It was believed he was Caucasian, wearing a black shirt that said something about drinking margaritas, black shorts, heavy set, short black hair. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like walking around, and then like 3 minutes later I see the guy drunk off his bottom and talking to two black guys, just carrying on, making a huge scene in the mall. I call it in, and I'm nonchalantly keeping an eye on him. And then Officer Weiser with Tennessee Metro Police Department and one of my coworkers shows up to talk to the guy, and then I go over to assist Officer Weiser. And Officer Weiser attempted to give the guy the benefit of the doubt and let him leave. But then the guy started, getting very belligerent and cursing and saying obscenities in front of small children and things. So Weiser was like, okay, well, you're under arrest now. You wouldn't listen to me. It took 2 handcuffs to put this guy in custody, and he was so drunk. So drunk. It was crazy. Alright. Let's head here. I'll go there and then go here. But Sean's place is actually over here. In the night asylum over here. But I gotta get through all these buildings just to get over here. It's a pain in the arse. But anyway, yeah. Dealt with that, and then like 30 minutes later after that, or maybe 20, 30 minutes later after that situation was over and police had done come and arrested the guy for his public intoxication and everything. And he was actually Indian. And once he was gone, 20, 30 minutes later, I had dealt with a medical situation. An older lady had fallen and hit her elbow really hard on the wooden floor and dislocated it. She was in a lot of pain. Luckily, her son and some friends were nearby, and some other mall patrons were helping her. Bless you, honey. Really?
Over there! There's one.
Great. Wow, one hit. Oh, he's 22, for fuck's sake. Killed me. Whew. I could have had him. Could have had him. I was doing decent damage to him, but him being 22 and me like level 12 or whatever, or 14. Are you watching, Lan? You're awfully quiet. Sometimes I think about going back and asking DJ Angel if I can come back and broadcast, but I don't know if I can deal with Amethyst and Nexus's attitude. They're lucky we all don't work in the same building, because I probably would have done something I would have regretted. Oh, someone's getting slaughtered.
Fuck, he's fast!
Wow, one hit. Cool, okay. Just checking on you, man. Youth arrested for attempted murder. Last night, a young man named Tom Watts was arrested by the police for attempted murder in the re-owned restaurant, the Silver Bell, on Percival Street. The suspect was spotted standing in front of the restaurant, pointing a gun at a customer for about 1 minute, without firing. Two witnesses promptly reported his behavior. Watts was arrested without incident, but refused to give any explanation for his actions and only gave his name. His gun was loaded, confirmed to the policeman who answered our questions. It is likely that Watts will feel the full force of his Majesty's courts for this transgression. The young man shall be jailed for a few years at least.
so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
When I last did this quest on my other playthrough, I accidentally lied to Watts by mistake and kept the alcohol. Oh, I couldn't find it. Sorry, I couldn't find it. Playing this game makes me want to watch Underworld with Selena. What was her name? What is her fucking name? I can't think of the damn actress's name. I follow her on Instagram. But the movie Underworld, she plays a vampire. I can't remember her name. Can't remember her name. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Usually there's posts from her on Instagram. I can't think of her name. I'd have to look it up on IMDb. It's like, it drives me nuts when I know a person's name, like the back, like my own family members' names, and then I can't think of it during conversation. I wouldn't be surprised if I get Alzheimer's or dementia when I get in my 60s. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Kate Beckinsale. For some reason I thought it started with an S. I guess I'm thinking of her character named Selena, but Kate Beckinsale. Such an attractive woman. Her and Jennifer Aniston are like my top two favorite female actresses that I just love and adore. And there's man. I'm just having major brain issues today. What's her name that was in played Max in that TV show we used to watch early 2000? No, not Angel. The name of the TV show. Her character name was Max. I can't think today. My brain is completely mush. We used to have it on DVD, we got rid of it. We're going to have to rebuy it again. It's not Angelina Jolie. It's not her. Yeah, you can't come up here, can you, big guy? I'm gonna die probably if I go back down there. Jessica Alba. Yeah, Jessica Alba. Couldn't think of her damn name.
Step away, sir.
see if I can, I told my wife if Jennifer Aniston ever came knocking on my door and confessed her love to me, man, it'd be so tempting. That'd be a difficult situation right there. But what are the odds of Jennifer Aniston knocking on my front door and saying, "Please marry me"? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. I just dropped my controller. Either that or Jessica Alba. Her, or Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston is beautiful. She's attractive, she's smart, she's hilarious. I forgot to grab those posters earlier to hang up for that fake vampire hunter guy. You see this mess?
Ain't safe here for a gentleman.
Well, I'm no gentleman, so... Let's see. I think I have to get around to this side over here, and then I jump over a wall kind of deal and come in from around from this side of the Night Asylum, if I remember correctly. Most of the gates are locked, so it makes getting... Yeah, I gotta get down here. So I gotta travel.
Stupid beast!
You know, I was just trying to mind my own business. Really?
Mind his teeth!
What? his. And it was his fault, because I was not gonna fight him. Oh, you want some too? That all could have been avoided. But no. You wanted to fight a vampire. You know, common sense. If first of all, I wouldn't be joining these group of idiots who want to go out and try to fight vampires who have extremely high reflexes and are incredibly fast on their feet. Very deadly, 10 times stronger than any mortal man. Would not be trying to fight these things. I would.
Over there!
But the drunk guy that got arrested at the mall yesterday for public intoxication, and I think that was his only charge. He looked like a guy that got arrested last year, around the same time of the year, for public intoxication and everything. Wrong button. Let's see. Oh my god! It just like recharged itself, and I'm out of bullets. Took all my damn shotgun shells, which that was a waste because he like bit me and then like healed himself. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Okay. You You son of a bitch! How dare you bite me? How dare you? How dare you? That is wrong. You're not supposed to be doing that.
This is despicable.
Okay. I'm close. Man. I'm going to fight these douchebags.
Seems like the guard of Prewin is on Shorthand's trail too.
Some of this! God, waste this! Crush the leech, boys! I hate leeches! Die, Vermin! Kill it all you deserve!
I'm out of bullets.
Burn it, boys! You leeches! Die, Vermin! Do ya? I hate leeches! Die, Vermin! Die, leech!
I'm out of blood. Really?
That's gonna hurt! Hate leeches! Burn it, boys! Die, Vermin! Back in the ground! Crush the leech, boys!
I didn't get any loot off these dead pieces of crap. Not even the boss. With the frack. Did you ever see the movie, the Underworld movies, Majadi? Did you enjoy them? Were they entertaining? I love vampire shit. I find it fascinating. The other ones I The only vampire movies I really didn't enjoy 100% was the Twilight movies. I mean, they were okay. My wife loved them to pieces, but the combat and the action scenes were fun. But I wasn't quite into the whole sparkling vampire stuff. It's kind of girly. Saw the first two? Cool. The last one, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree. Those were more made for the female audiences, or the gay audience, the gay and female audiences that are into the whole girly thing. Oh, really? Really? Bullets. So if I didn't have to fight that damn werewolf, I would have saved my ammunition for that boss fight with the flamethrower. Fucking Prewin. Got a Prewin command post, stocked patrols, object vampire hunter fraud void. Some of our scouts recently spotted the presence of a certain Ichkabad Throgmutton near the East End docks. You'll probably see him patrolling the place at night, claiming that he's a specialist of vampire extermination. The man is a fraud, not even a real con man, for he does not charge anybody for the work, but he clearly has no clue what he's talking about. If he ever approaches you for some joint hunt or collaboration, refuse and let him go. In a leech fight, the man is nothing more than bait. Wow. That's what the Prewin think of that man. Man, I knew it. I had a feeling. I didn't want to believe it, but I had a feeling it was going to take me almost to the 2-hour mark. It was going to take me almost an hour to get to my destination. I had a feeling with all the talking I had to do and the fighting I had to go through just to get here. It's almost, I got 19 minutes before I'm done streaming for the for the day. For the week. Excuse you.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
Very pleasant individual.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Wow. It takes every ounce of me not wanting to bite this bitch.
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
I want to press the L2 button. I want to press the L2 button. Okay.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm
Sure
getting
have.
tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right, okay. No need to get all worked up.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that shit? She backs off after I say that, or she's done chewing me about my clothes and my manners and everything. Oh. And then she backpedals a little bit. Oh. Man, I swear, on my next playthrough, on my own, I'm just gonna kill everybody. Everyone's gonna die. I'm gonna bite them all. They're all gonna die.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Now, her sister's a lot nicer than her.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The Sad Saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the Sad Saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Hope Shazam.
Alright, let's find Sean. And I'm sure by the end of the conversation with him, it's going to be at the 2-hour mark. Get some ammo. Old newspaper. The bomb exploded just after dawn in front of the Dawson & Dawson Munitions Factory, the largest employer in the district. The detonation smashed the windows of all the factories in North Southwark. It's a miracle only 2 people died in the attack, confirmed Chief Superintendent Alexander Brighton.
Why the long face, Doctor?
Is it all that worries you, Sean? My long face? Really?
This is a blessing for me, to become a Skal. Immortality gives me more time and energy, if truth be known, to run a shelter. What more could I want?
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Skal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain?
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross. nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
I have to see for myself. But your sense of purpose and calm gives me some relief.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
Well. Fold paper. Forgive me, God, for what I'm about to confess. Sometimes I wish I never saved Dyson Denley from drowning when he fell in the canal. There, I said it. Forgive me, my lord, for I am just a sinner. Dyson may be the most frustrating case I ever had to deal with since I opened my night shelter in the East End. For years I have tried to understand why this man regularly makes me so irritated, and I think I recently found why. Dyson has stopped fighting, for good and forever. I've met so many heavy drinkers in my life, men and women, rich and poor, young and old. I've witnessed their fight with the demons, their past, their guilt, and their failures. Sometimes they can put a name on this inner evil of theirs. Sometimes they have never been able to identify the real cause of the despair. But in most cases, for these men and women, to drink is a way to keep fighting. Of course, it is a useless and destructive form of struggle, but at least this self-destruction means that something makes them suffer, and they still fight against this pain they feel so deep inside. Even a severe alcoholic like William Bishop keeps struggling with his addiction and asking for salvation, for the light of Christ, and as long as they wish to see this light, there is a place for hope. Dyson Delaney has no hope left. He does not drink to smother his pain. No, I am now convinced he coincidentally drinks for the saddest joy of smothering all hope. I really don't know what is worse. What is the worst sin? To deliberately cast away hope from your own heart, or complacently bask in self-destruction. Get out of the way, Sean. I'm trying to steal your stuff. Alright, 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes. Where is this door? Probably not gonna make.
I'm not welcome here, sir.
Sir, you're not welcome here, sir. He's downstairs. I gotta take her. Nope, not down here, but there is some ammo down there. I can't recall where the damn door's at.
People are still working at this time, while you're lot slurping soup
It's
before
locked, all
bed.
right.
Girl, I'm about to snap your neck. Hang on a second. I think the damn door is in Sean's office. Wasting all this time running around looking for the door. No, I think it's where I come out. It's like a hidden door. Yeah. I guess we'll look for it later, ladies and gentlemen, because I can't remember where it's at, and I done wasted all this time running around in circles. It says it's 100 meters away and down, so it's got to be outside. But I'm running out of time. Yeah, it's way over there.
The wet boots shouldn't be fighting each other. They've got bigger problems elsewhere.
They've got bigger problems elsewhere. Let's see if I can get inside the entrance, and then I'll stop the game from there. And then we can get back to that. Fuck. Alright, I'm not gonna be able to get there. Well, maybe. I'll have to probably fight those guys. Finding all kinds of loot up here.
Best be moving on.
Entrance down below the docks here, and there's like 3 guys standing in front of the door.
Public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. I should investigate further.
Yep.
Ain't someone serious about keeping people out. First take a look. There's one of them! Watch yourselves! Lord, give us strength!
Really?
Look lively! We have to stop it! Bloody leech!
Damn, he's fucking deadly with that staff.
Go on! Back to the shadow! Back, demon! Back!
Alright. Now we're in the sewer. Well, Majadi, hope you have a great 4th of July. If you do anything fun for that day, have a good, safe week. Thanks for watching, and any other YouTubers watching my video later, I hope you'll have a great and safe 4th of July holiday for those who celebrate the 4th of July here in the States. I will be back on next Sunday at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, 12 Eastern. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Majadi. I plan on having a good week. Wife and I are going to go spend some time with some friends and celebrate the 4th of July. See you.